Bye-bye, Tiki. Bye, Tiki. Back soon. Good morning, everybody, and happy Easter. Just wanted to send a little real-time update to you guys. Yes, this is a Sunday update, live from the captain. I know I haven't done it in a long time, but hey, sometimes the captain's got to do what the captain's got to do. And I know all you guys don't like the real-time updates sometimes because they kind of mess you up in the timeline, but hey, you'll figure it out. Right now we are in Roatan, and I'm just here with my current crew, Valentina.
Good morning.
And it's a little bit of an overcast day, but we're actually enjoying that because it's cooled it off because it's been so hot the last little while. Beautiful here though, the water's spectacular. We've been getting in a lot of swimming, snorkeling, and Valentina's actually taking her dive course right now, so that's where we're going right now. We're taking her into Roatan Divers to do some more of the theory for her course. Yes, I have to admit, Roatan has been very good to us, and we decided to buckle down here for a little while, and that's why you guys have seen so many videos coming up of late, because it's spectacular internet here. I've never been at an island that has such good internet, and it's cheap. I mean, I'm using cell phone data, but they've got full LTE service here that I can buy 2 gigabytes every 24 hours for $2. $2, and it's lightning fast. So I've been getting a lot of editing done. I decided to take a break, like a little bit of time away from the rally. The rally has already gone over to Belize for the final ceremonies. We're going to meet them over there just in time for the final ceremonies later this week. But for now, we stay in Roatan because I'm getting a ton of work done, getting lots of editing done, and as you've seen, I've put up already 4 episodes this past week, and there's another one already in the can waiting for you guys for this week. So I plan to get another 1 or 2 episodes done before we leave Roatan, and then we'll probably be sailing out midweek to get over there in time for the final ceremonies. But meantime, we've really been enjoying it. Here's actually a sample video we put together just for our backstage group. I'll show you guys, but it was just some of the freediving practice we did last week in the east end of Roatan. As you can see, we had a lot of fun with that, and we've been all over the island. We've rented some motorcycles and stuff and doing some exploring and just really enjoying our time here. It's been phenomenal. Uh-oh. What's that?
That's it back. I want to say.
Uh-oh. Emergency stop. What do we got? Can you reach?
Yeah.
Oh, nasty.
Ah, what do you know? Plastic. This doesn't belong in the ocean.
No.
So we catch it.
Good catch. All right, back on our route. Yeah, you can see a little bit of Roatan. It's really nice. Here's the shoreline. Of course, it looks prettier when the sun is out, but we enjoy it either way. But it's very remote here. There's not a lot going on at any given time. Oh, there goes our buddies at Roatan Divers now.
Yeah, we should probably get going.
Huh?
We should probably get going.
Oh, What time is it? I don't know.
It's about 8:15.
Yeah, it's very early in the morning. It's only 8:15 right now for a dive school anyway, but they wanted to get started early because we missed yesterday, because yesterday was just an off day with really bad weather and the water was so rough around the boat. We didn't even chance trying to put the dinghy in the water. We knew either somebody was going to get hurt or something was going to get broken, and not worth it. So we just put off till today, and now we're on our way there. Then we made some good friends around here, and the Roatan diver people are awesome. They've taken on Valentina and doing her whole course very short notice, so that was cool. And they've also been letting us come in and fill up our water jugs, so even better. We got a place to get some really, really nice quality water, and we just fill up our jugs every time I take her in and drop her off. So, but yeah, right now we got to get there, so let's go.
Settle on in, kick your shoes off, and then we're going to go to the boat and set up Scuba Gear.
Good morning.
You got a talent release for me to sign?
Good morning, Saya.
Good morning, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good morning.
Not a problem. So this is Saga. Our captain's going to be Captain Victor. On a boat, it's always going to have, well, ours are always going to have a spare kit, emergency oxygen, first aid, spare weights, all of that nice good stuff. So we're going to go ahead and have you set up. You're going to set up on this tank. It's just like when we were doing it on the porch.
So the last visual inspection was in actually this month. Yeah, April 19th.
And then if you follow all these letters and numbers, you'll find that one. That's that hydrostatic test date. So this one was done February 2015. This is the one that we do once every 5 years. So we know that this tank is in good shape and it will get rehydrostatic tested next year.
Next year.
There you go. Go ahead and pop your cap. Good morning. Got it.
They left me go halfway tonight.
Okay, so first goes on the BCD, buoyancy control device. There you go, there's the straps.
Good, thank you. Welcome. If you want to just stay seated until we try the road up.
Okay, so we'll let Valentina get back to her lesson. And I'll get, oh, sorry man. I'll get back to my task at hand, which is filling these guys. We need some water, and they've been kind enough to let us use their water faucet here and fill up our jerry jugs every day, so very cool. Thank you very much to Roatan Divers. So these will just take a few minutes to fill up, and then we'll be on our way back to the boat. So stick around for that, because we're going to draw another one of our patron names from our magic calabash bucket. Yes, somebody's going to be coming down in the very near future. Alright, that's 2 of 3 done. So while we're waiting, might as well show you guys another video. So here's another video we did for some other friends over on the south side, east end of Roatan. And that was Jonesville Marina. We had a lot of fun putting together a video for them, showing some of the surrounding area and everything, so here's a little taste of it for you guys.
Remember, if you're having a problem, let me know problem, whether it's your ears, if you're having a bit of anxiety. Okay, once I see that you're nice and okay, we'll come down a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, still good?
Yeah.
Cool, let's go down a little bit more. As we're coming down, you're gonna see me start doing this signal. That's the let's get into the swimming position.
Good to go. Just gonna pull ourselves out past the boats here and good to go. Back on the boat, man. And here we go. Our magic calabash bucket, just all ready, set to go. Okay, let's take our magic bucket and we're gonna set it right here for a few minutes because I figured while we got a little bit of time, we'd do another question and answer. Haven't done one for a long time and you guys have been sending lots of questions, so let's go. Okay, first question from Timed Pieces TN. I want to say I really admire a man with such a green thumb. Do you grow your own herbs? Sure does set apart your floating crib. Well, thank you. And yes, I do love my plants, must admit. I've had plants on board for the better part of, well, 10, 12 years at least, I think, for a long time. But they grow really well and they actually take to the environment very well. Just got to keep them watered. I always choose ones that are very hearty, thick leaves. You know, they do well in indirect lighting. They don't need a lot of water. You just have to watch out because any of them, they will die with salt exposure. So we got to be very careful. The one thing that one time I do lose some of them is when we're sailing extended periods. If you forget, or a hatch is open, or even a little bit leaks in, salt water drips on anything like that, then yeah, you're gonna lose the plant. Next question, Brian Porter. Hey Captain Rick, been a long time viewer, subscriber, and supporter. Always wondered, when you're at sea in open water, do you let tiki fly away or fly free? I've always wondered if the birds would enjoy that and then come back to the boat if they get too far and be lost. Well, yeah, this is the problem. Captive parrots, you can teach them to free fly, and I've been working with Tiki a little bit on that, but she still doesn't really have any clue about coming home. They kind of get up in the air and look around and go, woohoo, look at me, and off they go, and they don't, then they look back and go, hey, where the hell am I? So she has flown off the boat a couple times at anchor, and subsequently she looks at shore and goes, wow, that's a lot farther than I thought. She gets tired and ends up landing in the water, and then we have to go rescue her. So we pick her up out of the water, and she hasn't done that recently because I think she got tired of the fact she had to spend 2 days cleaning all the salt out of her feathers, and that probably tastes really bad. So she's kind of confined herself to the boat itself. She does fly around the boat anywhere she wants, just not off of the boat and back or anything, but she'll go from here to the cockpit to her cage, back down here to her perch. and hang out. So no, she's pretty happy, and she just stays within her own home environment. So that's good. Next question. Greg Tidd. Rick, I've been watching you and your videos for a long time. I got a question. Did you name the boat or did it come with that name? Sophisticated lady. Everybody wants to be the sophisticated lady. But no, I did not name the boat. It was christened that when it was built back in 1996. Built in France, sailed across the Atlantic, started working in the Caribbean, and been there ever since. When I found it, it had been purchased from the original owner by a Canadian, and he had sailed the boat up to Canada, and it was residing in Toronto. I ended up with the boat and was very happy with the name. I mean, who doesn't love the name Sophisticated Lady? It's a great name. Okay, next question. From the Philly. Awesome job, Rick, as always. I got a question for you. I'm from Canada like you, and most of the time when I leave for a trip in the south, people told us not to drink the tap water. Do you get used to it over time, or is the water from the marina from RO? Sometimes the marina water is desalinated, so yes, that would technically be reverse osmosis water. Most of the time, though, we just fill up with whatever we need, whether it's rainwater, marina water, wherever we can get it. We put that in the tanks, but we don't drink that. It's not for consumption. Anything that we're going to do any drinking or cooking or anything like that with always go through a reverse osmosis purifier. Now, it's not a saltwater desalinator. It's just like a house unit that you would have at your home that is actually just going to take regular city water or tap water and run it through a reverse osmosis membrane, pre-filter stages, post-filter stages, and just treats it down to the same quality as you would buy as reverse osmosis water in your store. Of course, we do desire greatly to get a water maker on board, which is going to desalinate from ocean water, and then we don't have to lug jugs around like you saw me doing earlier. That would be a big bonus. But the one that we need for this boat, with the amount of crew that we're going to have for going into remote locations and things, is anywhere between $6,000 to $8,000, and that's a big chunk of change. It's like buying a small car, and you got to do it in cash. You can't just take out a loan and pay it off monthly. So we're still working towards that goal, and hopefully going to have that accomplished in the next few months. So we'll see. Next question. From Michael Tillman. So how's the new prop doing? Any power or speed loss while under power? The new prop, I can tell you, has been amazing, and I will take opportunity to say again, shout out to Brunton Propellers in UK. They helped us out with that prop on short notice, and it's been amazing the amount of difference that we've noticed with the boat. Under power, the boat has performed excellent under power. We've actually gained forward speed. It is a little bit slower to stop down, so we do have to hit reverse a little bit earlier than I used to decrease the momentum, like the forward momentum of the boat as we come into docking or anything like that. So it does take a bit more power to stop it fast. But under sail, I mean, you can't beat the performance improvements of really any folding or feathering prop is going to give you those same type of advances. But this one in particular is what we're testing, and it has done particularly well for us. When we fold that prop up and put us under sail, we're easily gaining from what I was previously experiencing the same wind and waves conditions, at least 1 to 1.5 knots of boat speed. And we have actually, you probably remember in a recent video, we broke our surfing speed going down waves coming around the coast of Colombia, hit 16.3 or 0.4 knots. I mean, that was insane. Of course, the waves had something to do with that, but I've been in that situation before where we never really broke 13 or 14 knots, and this time we were just hauling. But even in normal situations, you're going to see in some upcoming episodes when we were sailing through the Colombian islands and heading up around the coast of Nicaragua and everything, we were in some fairly light winds where a lot of the boats had just decided they needed to motor, and we kept sailing, and we were just sailing past people in the middle of the night. Everybody the next day was like, "Were you motoring? What was that?" And I was like, "Nope, we were just sitting there under a full moon and watching all these shadows of the boats go by us as we're just keep on sliding through and just down that one, down." And it's like watching ghost ships pass you in the night. It was amazing, amazing moment. And actually, I think we got a little bit of that story on video that you'll be catching up with in the next episodes coming up soon. Next question. Donald Chase. I've got one question. Considering the weight of this smaller dinghy, why didn't you put an electric hoist? It doesn't look like you could hoist the dinghy on your own if you had to, or were you just showing off? I think he's referring to the scene where we were all hoisting up by hand, just heave, heave, heave. And yeah, 2 of us can do that no problem. But otherwise, I just use the winch, and I don't really need an electric hoist. I mean, an electric hoist might be nice, but I just find when people get into push-button boats, you get complacent, you get lazy, you get fat. So I don't want electrics on my boat. I don't want to become dependent on electric winches and stuff like that. Having said that, the only one I can't do without really is the electric winch, like the windlass for the anchor, because that's just way too much work. I could never do a 50-foot boat with that size of anchor and chain and everything and be able to hoist that up manually. I have done it before with a 44-pound anchor because the windlass broke a few years back and I was without windlass for about 2 weeks, and every time I had to bring it up, it was by hand. And that was a big chore, especially single-handed, I will tell you that. But with the new anchor, 105 pounds, that Mantis Marine, that thing is a beast. And there's no way I could lift that off the bottom with an extra, you know, even 30 feet of chain from the bottom is going to be probably at least another 100 pounds. That's 200 pounds now. I can't do that. So the electric windlass, big priority. Extra parts to keep it running, big priority. Electric winches for the sails, not even on the list. No, not looking for that at all. I prefer to do everything manually because, hey, it keeps me working the boat, in tune with the boat, keeps me in shape. There's endless amounts of benefits, and I want to keep doing this for a long time, and that's not going to happen if I just sit around and pushing buttons. Doesn't work that way. Next question. Alejandro Varela. I hope I got that right, Alejandro. Would you have been able to accomplish that voyage without Alcino? Well, interesting question. I'm surprised you guys have to ask that because most of you know I've been single-handling this boat for many years by myself, and it's not a problem. I can do anything and everything on the boat alone. It is just much nicer to have a crew that is knowledgeable and experienced and can help with many features, like many different functions of the boat. Alcino has been awesome. I have no doubt that my life has been improved by having Alcino on board with respect to I have gotten a lot more done because of his presence here. As you guys have noticed, it's given me a chance to take opportunity and do different things, make more videos, which I'm sure you guys appreciate. And when the engine breaks or something like that, Alcino's able to look after that while I keep editing or filming, whichever, you know, but at least we're getting more done by having the two of us. So having said that, I mean, in present day, Alcino just left the boat recently, about 2 weeks ago, because we had a friend in the rally who had an accident and broke their ankle. So they became disabled, and it was just him and his wife on board, so there became a question and a problem of how to run the boat. Alcino is available, very handy crew, so of course he was much more needed on that boat, and he has since transferred to that boat to help them keep sailing and complete the rally. But all I can say is thanks to Alcino very much for your help, Alcino. Much appreciated, and I'm glad we got a chance to work together and sail. I mean, Alcino was only supposed to be here for a month or two. He ended up here for over 4 months, so we did have some fun. It was a good time, and I appreciate the help. Okay, so let's get back to our magic bucket. And all right, we got our names in there. This is all our people that are patrons in our I Want to Go Sailing category on Patreon. Oh, never mind. It's the only problem with this magic bucket. It has no handles and it's slippery because it's round. Let's try that again. So let's get back to our magic bucket now and draw our next patron name that's going to come down for a Sail on Sophisticated Lady. We'll open that up, fish around, and grab one. And who do we have? Jim Harvison. Jim Harvison. I think you guys hopefully will be able to see that, but we'll see. But Jim Harvison, you are the next name from our patrons. I Want to Go Sailing category. You have an invitation to come down, so if you can make it, would like to come down, then just give us a note, send us an email, give us a call, whatever you like, and we will see you down here real soon. So that was fun, and for any of you that want to be in our next month draws, we're going to have actually 2 draws, so there's going to be one early in the month, one later in the month. And I'm going to open that up so it's not just open to our I Want to Go Sailing category this time, although they are going to get preferential treatment because they've been putting into the $25 pledge per month for quite a while. So anybody in that category already is going to have their name in the bucket 25 times. Anybody who comes in now is going to have their name in the bucket once for each dollar pledge. So if you join our $2 per month category, your name will be in the bucket twice. If you're in the $10 category, obviously you're going to be in there 10 times. The next draw, we're going to take it and double it. So if you've been in for at least 30 days, your $2 category will now have you in for 4 entries. Your $10 would have you in for 20 entries, and so on. So it just depends on which category you pick. Now, the one thing I do want to open up to everybody regardless, because I know some of you aren't really interested or couldn't make it to come to the boat anyway, But I know the most valuable thing everybody has said that they really appreciate and enjoy about being in Patreon is real-time communication, hands down. And the only place that we do real-time communication all the time is in our SSL Backstage group, and it's free and open to all of our patrons regardless. We want to get as many of you involved in that as possible because that's where our decision-making process is going to be made. That's where we're going to be deciding which directions we go, which countries we go to. Do we go through Panama into the Pacific, stay in the Caribbean? I mean, that's going to boil down to things largely affected by our patrons. So if you want to be part of all that and the live discussions and also see the live posts and video clips as we put up wherever we are in real time, that's where it's going to be, is in SSL Backstage. And all you have to do is just join our Patreon, even from the $2 and up. Anybody that's joined in any category is going to get an automatic invitation backstage, and then you're part of the group, and we discuss everything in real time. We have members that post things about their travels, and I mean, it's just a really entertaining, cool place where we can talk and discuss things anytime we want. So I'd really like to see as many of you there as possible, and that's really the only way we're going to achieve our goal. So if you want to help us achieve the goal and keep on going, then I can't wait to talk to you about it, and I really hope to see you backstage real soon. So on that, I think we'll call it a day. Again, you guys have a happy Easter. I got to get back to editing, working on the next video, but stay tuned because the next video coming out is going to be back to our timeline again in Cartagena, Colombia, and we discovered a lot of really cool facts about Cartagena I think you guys are going to like. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you as the episodes progress from Cartagena. We're going to go over to San Blas, into Panama, and then back to the Colombian Islands and north to where we are now in Roatan, and next week we're going to Belize, and that's where the rally is going to finish, and then I'll take another break and finally have some time to catch up the series, and my goal is to get it back to real time again by this summertime. So have a great day, everybody. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Captain Rick signing out. There's a video thumbnail right there.